2 years ago, inside a private gym where the air was thick with the scent of leather and iron, the rhythmic sound of breath and the thud of a striking glove echoed against the walls. Jesus stood by the heavy bag watching Mark, not as the boy in the grey t-shirt, but as a man seeking the limits of his own flesh. He wasn't just training for a fight in a cage. He was training to reclaim his will. He had spent years in the clouds of the metaverse, but now he was grounding himself in the iron of reality. Back then, the world thought he was out of touch, a lost soul in a digital dream. They thought his empire was a crumbling monument to the past. But Mark? He was like a smith who had returned to the forge to harden his steel. He realized that to lead the future, he couldn't just build the destination. He had to own the language of the mind. While others kept their AI behind locked gates and golden walls, Mark did the unthinkable. He set the llama free. He gave the fire of intelligence to the world for free, turning his rival's secrets into a public garden. He planted a seed that the industry called chaos, but the divine called it the gift of the open gate. The tech titans grew angry. "You are giving away the crown jewels. You are arming the world." But Jesus smiled, because he knew the wisdom of the hand. A closed fist holds only what it has, but an open hand can move the entire world. For this awakening, Mark transformed his very soul. He traded the hoodie for the chainmail of a modern warrior. He embraced the struggle, the sweat, and the physical pain of the jiu-jitsu mat. He was proving that he wasn't just a brain in a jar, but a man with a spine of iron. He spent his nights balancing the weight of the code with the weight of the barbell, knowing that the digital world can only stand if the men who build it are strong. He knew one thing: you cannot connect the world if you are not connected to your own strength. In the surge of 1,000 open-source developers building on his foundations, the gears of a new freedom started to click. It was a strategic masterpiece. It was a personal resurrection. Mark was no longer the social media boy, he was the open-source sovereign. He was proving that a grain of wheat, if it is willing to break its own shell of secrecy, can become the forest of a million minds. The sweat dripped onto the mats and the servers hummed in the basement, but in that union of muscle and silicon, the architect had finally found his footing.